Hello again and welcome to another one of my watch rambles. And today I've been busy with this very high-tech graph with no expense spent, and what we have here is a graph of depreciation over time. So on this side we've got money in thousands of pounds, and on this side we've got time running in years. And I've looked at the sold lists on eBay to get these figures. So what we have here is 4 different watches and the way they depreciate over time. At the top we've got the Rolex Submariner C, and then we've got the Explorer 1, and then we've got the Omega 300M 41mm, and at the bottom here we've got the Oris Aquis. I picked that because I've already mentioned it once and it's a foreign favourite. So let's start off with the Oris, and its retail price is £1,200, although you can get it from the grey market for a little bit less. Now in a very short time that drops to around £800, because on eBay I can see watches offered brand new in a box fully sealed for around £800. And then of course it starts to drop quite a lot, because within 18 months there are watches there being offered for £525, and that's for a watch in good condition, box and papers, and one owner from new. Now we can only speculate on what will happen to the price going forward, because this being quite a new watch we don't have any more information, but my guess is it would slowly fade away as the years go by until eventually it's pretty much worthless. And moving on to the Omega. Now clearly over time of about 15 years this model has changed and evolved, but that's also the case for the Explorer 1 and the Submariner, so that doesn't necessarily mean these figures are inaccurate. And starting off, its retail price is £2,770, and very quickly that drops to around £2,100, and again that's for a brand new watch stickered up on eBay. And then as time goes by, 1-2 years, it drops to around £1,500, and then at 4 years it's around £1,250, and then after 4 years the depreciation starts to even out a wee bit until eventually you're down at about £1,100 after 6 or 7 years. And I did see a few going on for 15 years old that hover around £1,000. And then we move up to the Rolex Explorer 1, a brand new, £4,300. Again you get a small drop when they're brand new, down to about £4,000. Now the 39mm model has only been around since 2010, so I've stopped there, so we can only go back as far as 6 years. But even after 6 years, the cheapest I could find was £3,300 sold on eBay, and if you got that from a dealer it would be a bit more still. And I just noted that a 10-year service of that watch is around £450. And then right at the top of my list we've got the Submariner C, like I've got, and that sells retail at the moment for £5,700. One that's 4 years old, sold on eBay for £5,295, and again that's a private sale, so a retailer would sell for more than that, I'm sure. And if the forecast price rise from Rolex happens in September, then I expect the price of these two watches will also go up a little bit, even when they're second hand. Now the point of all this is that having recently paid nearly £1,000 to repair a damaged Explorer 1, you can see that even though it cost £1,000, it's still worthwhile, because even at 2 or 3 years old it's still worth £3,500, so it makes sense to repair it. And that's not the case necessarily for perhaps an Omega, particularly with the newer ones with the coaxial movement. God knows how much they would cost to repair if they were damaged. And at the bottom end, in this mid-range where I don't tend to buy, we can see that even though it's a nice watch, it costs £1,200 new, so it's not a cheap watch. I never buy one, because over time they just depreciate so much that they become worth less than the cost of repairing them. Now obviously an Oris may not cost as much to repair as a Rolex, but even at half the price, if I had to pay say £500 to repair a 3-year-old Oris Aquis that had been dropped and damaged, it doesn't make sense financially, because it's only worth £525 or so. And that's just reinforcing the reason why I don't tend to buy from the mid-range. So I hope you like my high-tech graph, and thanks for watching, and cheers. But it's not all bad news. Before you run away thinking I'm never going to buy a watch ever again, there are many things you can buy from a jeweller's which have much worse depreciation than this, and I'm going to give you an example that I bought recently. And here it is. It's a Gucci ring which I bought recently for my niece as a special gift, and she picked it. We spent hours and hours and hours, believe you me, going to every shop in town to find this particular thing. She tried on just about everything until we finally got to this point, and in here is a small 18 carat Gucci ring, as you can see there. And retail, this goes for £490, would you believe? And after some haggling, I got it for £410, which I thought I did quite well with. And when I got home, I did a little bit more research, as I often do, and it turns out the gold content of this particular ring is only around £90 at current prices. And on the second-hand market on eBay, this sells for around £140. And that's for an 18-karat gold ring with a good name. So, as I say, there are much worse things you can buy. There are much worse things you can buy from a jeweller's than a nice watch.